You are about to see the most amazing discovery of 5 paintings by one of the most famous painters of all time, Vincent van Gogh. Perhaps the greatest composite of paintings ever discovered. On the surface, the painting looks like a Van Gogh, but is unsigned, unfinished, not authenticated in the catalog raisonné, 1928 to present, and so is not considered an important painting. However, beneath the surface, revealed in X-rays, are 4 hidden paintings. 2 signed Vincent, 3 mentioned in his letters, 1 is a repetition, 1 matches his letter sketch, and all are similar to Vincent's paintings. The paint, primer, linen canvas, and inexpensive wooden stretcher are all consistent with Vincent's works. The orange carnations and black vase are similar to Vincent's 1886 Paris painting, shown here, but the vase handle was changed to hide paint texture from a painting underneath, a Van Gogh studio practice. The pipe and small blue pitcher are similar to Vincent's Dutch 1885 colored letter sketch, and the pipe remains exposed from a painting underneath. A tobacco pouch similar to the sketch can be seen in the high-resolution photo in the lower right corner of the painting. Paint texture using raking light reveals all 5 objects in the sketch and a signature Vincent on the tobacco pouch. So, the painting is in the style of Vincent's works and has a painting underneath similar to the sketch signed Vincent. The F and JH numbers are the catalog raisonné references for his artworks. In 2012, when asked if the painting may be a Van Gogh with a painting underneath similar to the letter sketch, the Van Gogh Museum gave a confidential opinion. The back of the painting reveals an inexpensive wood stretcher frame similar to the one shown here in Vincent's painting. His letters mention ordering stretcher frames from a carpenter, and this one is without keys, unbeveled, has knotholes, and hand-cut corner tongue and groove joints, each secured with a single nail. Fingerprint and paint stains are indicators of an original stretcher. The fine-woven linen canvas is consistent with Vincent's. An old label from a Brussels frame shop is glued to the canvas, and early sales exhibits were held in Brussels. So, the structure is consistent with Van Gogh's works. The Van Gogh Museum uses XRF exams to reveal the chemical elements in Vincent's paintings, and XRF confirms the 17 elements in this painting are consistent with Vincent's Paris 1886 paintings, including the 4 elements in his primers or ground layers. Images of 6 elements are shown in false colors to demonstrate their locations and relative densities. The zinc image is one of the 4 ground layers. The XRF exam also confirms 5 paintings on the canvas by measuring the density of each paint layer. So the paints are consistent with Van Gogh's, and there are 5 layers of paintings on this canvas. The Van Gogh Museum performed extensive scientific research of many of Vincent's paintings and found that Vincent sometimes reused a canvas 3, even 4 times. They used X-rays and paint texture tracings to reveal these hidden paintings, and says works mentioned in Vincent's letters or recorded in his sketches may be considered rediscovered lost works. The scientific evidence in this painting of 4 rediscovered Van Gogh paintings is physical in X-ray, XRF, and paint, and documentary in Vincent's letters, artworks, and studio practices. It is extensive, extraordinary in detail, and thanks to digital imaging and search technology, is easily verified. Now we'll examine the extensive physical and documentary evidence of Van Gogh found in these 4 hidden paintings. Vincent wrote to brother Theo of a painting similar to his enclosed sketch with father's tobacco pouch and pipe in the foreground, shown here, taken to Paris by Theo following father's funeral. The catalog raisonné says the painting matching this letter sketch has father's tobacco pouch and pipe is important and is lost. The pipe is in a painting underneath as it was not painted over, and paint texture and x-rays reveal all 5 objects matching the sketch and a signature Vincent on the tobacco pouch. There are 2 penitents. The tobacco pouch seen in paint texture in the lower right corner was repainted 2 centimeters higher. The small picture in the X-ray was first upright, then repainted on its side. Most of Van Gogh paintings are unsigned, but he did sign works dedicated to special people. And this painting is dedicated to his father in sorrow following father's sudden death that deeply affected Vincent. So this hidden painting is a rediscovered lost work mentioned in Vincent's letter, recorded in his sketch, dedicated to his father and signed Vincent, mentioned in the catalog raisonné as important and lost. This easily confirmed extensive physical and documentary forensic evidence is extraordinary proof of Vincent's work. This X-ray photo shows a signature on the tobacco pouch is typical of Vincent's smaller ones at 3.5 centimeters. Surely this first hidden painting revealed in X-ray signed Vincent will be of great interest to the Van Gogh Museum. The Van Gogh Museum solicits to authenticate Vincent's artworks and is considered the final authority, but ended involvement and claims their honesty painting, shown here, is the match for Vincent's letter sketch. However, anyone can see the museum's painting has only one object, honesty, to match the sketch, while the hidden painting has all 5 objects and a signature Vincent on the tobacco pouch. So, the truth is, this first of 4 hidden paintings is the real match. Also, foremost letter expert who established the Van Gogh Museum and catalog raisonné author, the late Jan Holsker, said the museum's painting is not the match. The intriguing world of Van Gogh authentications is revealed in author Hank Trump's 2010 book, A Real Van Gogh, How the Art World Struggles with Truth. Now, let's examine the second hidden painting. Almost everyone notices the figures in the X-rays, and when rotated left, A Funeral in a Cemetery appears, signed Vincent 83, and mentioned in this 1883 letter to brother Theo. Pastor Pa is in the center in cap and bow tie, holding a Bible. A grieving woman, grasping a handkerchief, is comforted by a woman. To the right in the near distance, a woman holds a bouquet of flowers and stands among headstones. Less distinct figures are to the left. This is Vincent's only painting of his father, and he would have this painting of his poor village pastor Pa for 2 years, and then replace it with a painting with father's tobacco pouch and pipe at the time of his sudden death that deeply affected Vincent. This composition is similar to Vincent's 5 potato diggers, shown here, painted a month later with 4 large figures to the center and left, and a single smaller figure to the right in the near distance. So now, scientific research reveals a second hidden painting, a unique and complex work, difficult to paint, mentioned with strong feelings in Vincent's letter, dedicated in sympathy to his father, and signed Vincent 83. It's hard to imagine any greater proof of Vincent's work. Vincent was living with his father at the parsonage and expresses his great sympathy to Brother Theo in this passionate letter and his determination to paint their poor village pastor Pa performing a country funeral. Surely, this X-ray is a window into Vincent's intense feelings for his father and worthy of recognition as the painting he wrote, "I wouldn't be myself if I didn't attack it sometime." It's difficult to understand an art world where Van Gogh experts refuse to even look at these 5 paintings, especially this one, unless the Van Gogh Museum first says it's authentic. The signature, Vincent 83, was discovered in paint texture using an LED raking light and is typical of his larger ones at 16 centimeters, as is the 2-digit date. Prominent lines in paint texture and X-rays remained that were not congruent with the 2 hidden paintings, and continued examinations revealed 2 more hidden paintings. This second of 5 paintings on the canvas is a repetition of an earliest Van Gogh painting, shown here. 1 of 5, and 2 are lost. So this hidden painting would be one of the lost works. Paint texture shows the straw hat was larger, egg-shaped, then made smaller, and he changed the black vase handle in an attempt to hide the hat paint texture, a Van Gogh studio practice. The hat, bottle, pipe, and jug are best seen in paint texture. The cubic shapes of bread and cheese were discovered in an XRF scan from the back of the canvas. This painting and the next one underneath were discovered 2 years after the funeral scene. So now we have a third rediscovered lost work, a repetition of an earliest painting by Van Gogh. Some objects are visible even before moving the raking light around the canvas. This first of 5 paintings on the canvas is a study of trees, revealed in X-rays, paint texture, and paint on the tacking edges. The painting was larger, then cut down, a Van Gogh studio practice. Green, yellow, red, and brown paint on the tacking edges are the colors of autumn trees, and he painted similar trees featured in the trunks during his 10-year painter career. Vincent received a paint box from artist Anton Mauve and expressed his great joy and eagerness to begin his painter career in this letter to Brother Theo. Little did he know then that he would become one of the most famous of painters. This study of trees is mentioned in his October 1881 letter, is underneath the December straw hat painting, considered an earliest work. So this discovery of Vincent's first painting is a remarkable historic and artistic event, the first painting by Vincent van Gogh. Each of these 5 paintings tells a personal and important story. The study of trees is mentioned in his letter with great joy as beginning his painter career, and is a remarkable discovery. The straw hat still life is a repetition of an earliest painting, his first reuse of canvas, first repetition, and a test of skill. The only painting of his father is mentioned in his 1883 letter and signed Vincent 83. He describes his father in sympathy as a poor village pastor. It is this painting and Vincent's words that impressed so many viewers at the American Institute for Conservators Conference in 2017. Father's tobacco pouch and pipe, painted at the time of Father's sudden death that deeply affected Vincent, is mentioned in his letter, recorded in his sketch, and signed Vincent. The Van Gogh Museum says their painting matches the sketch and ended involvement. However, the catalog resume says no, and the facts support this hidden painting as the match. A year later, Vincent would not paint over Father's Pipe in this bright and colorful Paris painting. These 5 paintings were created over 5 years, half his painter career in 4 locations, beginning with his first painting, and are a fascinating record of very personal and important events, like a diary in paintings. Paintings experts, many from major museums throughout the Americas, were impressed with the extensive X-ray and letter evidence of Vincent's works displayed in this poster. So there you have it, 5 rediscovered lost paintings by one of the most famous painters of all time, Vincent van Gogh. Perhaps the most extraordinary painting ever discovered, and Vincent's favorite. I'm a 30-year collector, researcher, and conservator of antique paintings, recognized by the San Francisco Museums of Fine Art back in 1988 for my good detective work and thorough and admirable research. I bought this painting in 2011 on eBay's antique paintings auction site as an unimportant manner of Van Gogh with proof of ownership. The painting is not listed on the Art Loss Register and was never authenticated in the catalog resume 1928 to present. A research manuscript with extensive details of relevant Van Gogh artworks, letters, and studio practices with credible references was recently completed. This keynote presentation is a result of years of research and amazing advances in digital technology, and hopefully will advance the efforts to recognize these amazing 5 Van Gogh paintings and their struggle for truth in the intriguing Van Gogh art world. Thanks for watching.